Hey everyone, welcome to the 7th episode of the WyoTerminal Classroom with IoT. So in this episode, I will teach you how to connect the WyoTerminal with Node-RED. So we will install Node-RED on a Raspberry Pi and use Node-RED dashboard to visualize the temperature and humidity sensor information from a Grove temperature and humidity sensor connected to the WyoTerminal, and also use Node-RED to control an LED connected to the WyoTerminal. So to learn all about it, let's jump straight into the video. What is Node-RED? So Node-RED is a programming tool for wiring together hardware devices, APIs and online services in new and interesting ways. It provides a browser-based editor that makes it easy to wire together flows using a wide range of nodes in the palette that can be deployed to its runtime in a single click. It is also built on Node.js, which means you can take full advantage of its event-driven, non-blocking model. It is ideal to run at the edge of the network on low-cost hardware devices such as the Raspberry Pi, and also in the cloud. So in this video, we'll be using Raspberry Pi to set up Node-RED. The flows created in Node-RED are stored using JSON, which can be easily imported and exported for sharing with others. Now let's move on to setting up the Raspberry Pi. You can visit this wiki page to set up your Raspberry Pi. So I will give a link to this wiki in the video description down below. After that, open Putty, and I'll change the appearance to make the text a little bigger, so make it 18, and go into session SSH, and from here hostname type raspberry pi.local. Please make sure that the Raspberry Pi and the PC are on the same network. So finally click on open. So for this message, click on yes and log in as, so the username, the default username is pi and the default password is raspberry, and click on enter, and now we are inside the Raspberry Pi. Next, we need to install Node-RED on the Raspberry Pi. Now go back into Putty and you need to execute this command. So I will give a link to this in the video description down below. So copy this and paste here and press enter, and it will start installing Node-RED on the Raspberry Pi. So for this message, type Y and press enter, and again Y, enter. Now the Node-RED installation has started. The installation will take a few minutes, so wait patiently until the installation is finished. Now Node-RED has successfully installed on the Raspberry Pi. To automatically run Node-RED on the Raspberry Pi when it boots up, you need to enter this command, press enter, and now let's reboot the Raspberry Pi for the changes to take effect. Now we need to test the Node-RED installation. So log in to the Raspberry Pi again and find the IP address of the Raspberry Pi by typing if config, and here, so I'm on the Wi-Fi network, so under WLAN 0, this inet, this is the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. So copy this, go into a web browser and paste the Raspberry Pi IP followed by a colon and 18AT, and press enter, and now we are inside Node-RED on the Raspberry Pi. Now let's briefly navigate around the Node-RED visual interface. So here to the left you can see these blocks, and each and every block have different functionality. So these blocks are called as nodes, and this is the flow. So this is where you place the nodes, and here you can see the info tab and other different tabs as well. So the info tab can give you different information about the nodes, and later we will talk more about this. Now that we know about Node-RED, let's move on to talk about Node-RED dashboard. So Node-RED dashboard is a module that provides a set of nodes in Node-RED to quickly create a live data dashboard. So we can use Node-RED dashboard to visualize the sensor data. Let's go ahead and install Node-RED dashboard on the Raspberry Pi. Go back into Party and let's clear the screen by typing clear. Type the following to stop Node-RED and type the following to navigate to Node-RED and install the Node-RED dashboard. Finally, reboot the Raspberry Pi. Now go back into the web browser, create a new tab, copy this IP address of the Raspberry Pi followed by the port 1880 and paste it here, add a / and type UI and press enter. So this is the Node-RED dashboard, but currently it's empty because we have not added any nodes to the flow. So later in this video, when we add nodes to this flow and deploy here, we will see the output on the Node-RED dashboard. Now I will briefly talk about MQTT because MQTT will be the communication protocol that we are going to use in this tutorial. So MQTT stands for MQ Telemetry Transport, and the communication is done using a publish and subscribe between client and server. So MQTT protocol is mainly used in IoT systems. So at the heart of MQTT, there is a MQTT broker, and first a device is connected to the MQTT broker. So the device can be set up as a publisher or a subscriber. So when you set up a device as a publisher, it publishes the telemetry data to a certain topic configured in the MQTT broker. So in this case, the topic is temperature, and the temperature sensor values are sent to the temperature topic inside the MQTT broker. Then a subscriber is also connected to the MQTT broker, and here it subscribes to a topic such as temperature here. So when it is subscribed to the temperature topic, once the MQTT broker receives the telemetry data to the temperature topic, it will publish the telemetry data to the subscriber. So if there are multiple subscribers subscribed to different topics, the MQTT broker will publish the data to each and every subscriber. So what is an MQTT broker? So mainly MQTT broker is responsible for the following. So as I have explained before, it receives all the messages, filter all the messages, decide who is interested in the messages, and finally publish the messages to all subscribed clients. Now let's go ahead and set up an MQTT broker on the Raspberry Pi. So log into Raspberry Pi again using PuTTY, and here we will be installing Mosquitto Broker. Update the packages by typing the following. Next, type the following commands to install the Mosquitto Broker. Now the installation is complete. Finally, to enable the Mosquitto Broker on Raspberry Pi boot, type the following. To test the installation, type the following. So if you see this output, that means you have successfully installed the Mosquitto Broker on the Raspberry Pi. So if you see this message, error, address already in use, don't worry because this means Mosquitto Broker is running on the Raspberry Pi. Now let's look at the connection overview of Wire Terminal with Node-RED. So in this tutorial, we will use Node-RED to control an LED connected to the Wire Terminal, and also use Node-RED to display the temperature and humidity sense information from the DHT11 sensor connected to the Wire Terminal. So in the first scenario, Wire Terminal is subscribed to this topic, home lamp topic, and when we send the message on to this topic on the Mosquitto Broker, that message will be sent to the MQTT client here, which is the Wire Terminal, to turn on the LED. So basically we will turn this LED on and off using Node-RED. So in the second scenario, this MQTT client on Node-RED is subscribed to two topics. One is home temperature and another is home humidity. So once the MQTT client, which is the wire terminal, publishes the temperature and humidity sensor data to these two topics on Mosquitto Broker, it will then publish to Node-RED on these two topics. And finally, we will be able to visualize the temperature and humidity sensor data on Node-RED dashboard. Now let's move on to setting up Node-RED for our demo to work. Go back into the Node-RED interface that we opened before, and now we need to create the dashboard layout. So to do that, click on this drop down arrow and select dashboard, and in here click on tab, go to edit and name it as home, click update, then hover your mouse pointer over home and click on group 1, click again and click one more time. So we have three groups here under home tab, and on first group click here edit and rename it as lamp, click update, and for the second group rename it as temperature, third as humidity. Now we have one home tab and three groups, lamp, temperature and humidity. So you can have as many tabs and links you want here. So in this scenario, we will have a switch to control the LED under this lamp group, and under the temperature group we will have one graph and one gauge, and in here under humidity we will also have a graph and a gauge. So if you go to this tab site, you can configure the outlook of the Node-RED dashboard. So I will leave it as it is, and if you go to theme, we can change the theme. So I will change this to dark and I will leave the color. Next, let's move on to creating the flow. So inside this list, go down to find this switch and drop it here. So these are nodes related to dashboard. Choose this node also, chart and gauge. So this chart and gauge will be for temperature and this switch will be for lamp, and we will need another chart and another gauge for humidity. So go up and find under network MQTT nodes. So first choose the MQTT out node and place it here, and choose the MQTT in node and choose another one. So this MQTT out node is to publish the switch state to the Mosquitto Broker so that the connected LED can be turned on and off, and these two MQTT in nodes are to subscribe to the Mosquitto Broker so that you will be able to obtain the temperature and humidity sensor readings from the DHT11 sensor connected to the wire terminal. Now let's join these nodes. So join the switch node with the MQTT out node, and the MQTT in node connect to chart and gauge. Connect this MQTT in node to chart and gauge. Now we will connect the Mosquitto Broker to Node-RED. So double click on this MQTT out node and click here. Type localhost as the server name and port, keep it as 1883, and click on add. Here for the topic, type home/lamp and the name as lamp and click on done. After that, click on the MQTT in node and you will see that it's already configured to connect to the localhost server on port 1883, and for the topic, type home temperature, and for the name, type temperature, click on done, and for the other node, topic as home humidity, name also humidity, and click on done. Now double click on the switch node and select the group as lamp, and for the label type on/off. Here on payload, change this to string, and off payload also string, and change this to on, because when we turn the switch on from the Node-RED dashboard, it will send the string as on, and when off, it will send the string as off. Fill the topic name, so the topic here is home/lamp. Click on done. Next, double click on this chart node and set it to the group temperature, home temperature, and delete this label. So I will set the minimum and the maximum Y values, so 0 to 50, and the interpolate step. So you can change these settings according to your preference. Finally, click on done. Double click on the gauge also, set the group as temperature, delete the label, and for the units type C because that's in degrees Celsius, and for the range from 0 to 50, click done. Repeat the same for the chart and the gauge node corresponding to displaying the humidity values. Now we have completed setting up Node-RED. So next, click on deploy. So now it says it's successfully deployed. After that, go into the Node-RED dashboard and you will see the output as we have configured inside these nodes. So when we send the telemetry data from the wire terminal, you will be able to visualize the data here on these gauges and the graphs which will be displayed later. And this can be used to turn the LED on and off. Now it's time to move on to wire terminal hardware setup. First, we need to connect the Grove temperature and humidity sensor to the Grove digital analog port of the wire terminal. So this port corresponds to D0 pin. Next, connect an LED to the 40-pin GPIO header as follows. So make sure to use a 150 ohm resistor over here. So you can see that the LED is connected to the D1 pin. So later when we use Arduino to program, we will use D0 for the temperature and humidity sensor and D1 for the LED. Next, we will move on to wire terminal software setup. So we will be needing two libraries. So one is the PubSub client library and the other one is the DHT11 library. Now visit this URL to download the PubSub client library. So click on this code and then select download zip. After that, go into the Grove temperature and humidity sensor repo and download that also as a zip file. So I will give links to these URLs in the video description down below. Next, open Arduino. Go into Sketch, include library, add.zip library, and point to the location where you just download the libraries. So downloads, so first click on this, open, and then it's installed into Arduino IDE now. So again, add.zip, go to downloads, and then install this library as well. Now go to the Wi-Fi section of the wire terminal wiki page. So I will attach this URL in the video description. So in this page, if you go down, you can find an example for secure MQTT server. So here the telemetry data from the onboard 3-axis accelerometer is sent to a Mosquitto broker. So we will take this code as a reference for our tutorial. So click this icon to copy this whole code and then go back into Arduino, delete this and paste the code here. So go up. Now we will do some modifications to this code. So first, this is the Wi-Fi library and this is the PubSub client library. So we don't need these two libraries because this is for the secure Wi-Fi client and this is the accelerometer library. So here after this we need to add the DHT library. Now we need to define the signal pin of DHT. And after that, define the DHT sensor type. Finally, initialize the DHT sensor. After that, enter your network name here and your network password. Next, we will leave this, that's the name of our device. And for this, change this to topic 1 and change the topic to home/temperature. So this is how we have configured inside Node-RED. So this is the topic to publish to. Repeat the same for rest of the 2 topics. Now this is the server URL. So this is for the MQTT broker, and in our case we have set up the MQTT broker on a local Raspberry Pi server. So we just need to enter the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. So below this is the root CA. So we only need this if you want to have a secure MQTT connection. But we are not doing that in this tutorial. So we just delete this from here. So this will be used later in this code, you will see. So after this, let's declare data types for 2 variables. So this will be to obtain the temperature values and this will be to obtain the humidity values. Next, we don't need this because this is to initialize the accelerometer. And for this Wi-Fi client secure, delete this secure and leave it as Wi-Fi client. So this is to initialize the Wi-Fi client. Next, let's move on to the callback function. So this function is executed when a client publishes a message to a topic that the wire terminal is subscribed to. So here we'll change this payload to message and change this payload to message also. Then over here, declare a variable called message temp and assign it as a string. Also convert this topic into a string. So later I will show you why I converted this into a string. Next, go down and under here add this code. So this is to store this message inside this variable, and this is the variable that we defined before. So after this, if a message is received on the topic home lamp, you check if the message is either on or off. Then the LED which is connected to the wire terminal will turn on and off according to the message. So we will write the codes corresponding to that. So start with the if loop. So if my topic equals this topic, so this is a string. So that's why I configured my topic as a string. So here if the message temp, which is the message here, is on, so we have set this as a string also. So if the message is on, then we will turn on the LED. And now we will write an else if. So this is for the off condition. So you can see that the LED is connected to the D1 pin. So according to the diagram I have shown you before, this is the connected D1 pin we have assigned here inside the digital write function. So finally, after this curly bracket, print a new line. I'm sorry, here I added a colon. This should be a semicolon. Next, go down and move on to the reconnect function. So the reconnect function reconnects your wire terminal to your MQTT broker. So go down. So this will run until it's connected. So delete the codes from here, from once connected, from here to here, delete all the codes, and let's add a comment here. So this is the topic that we are going to subscribe to. So we have configured above here topic 3 as home lamp. So this will be the topic that we are going to subscribe. So topic 3. So this should be all uppercase. So topic 3, and then let's print it also here. After that, go down, and here inside the setup, let's first set D1 pin as output for the LED. Next, let's start the DHT sensor. After that, let's initialize the serial communication and wait. So we don't need to wait. So we'll delete the codes relating to waiting to open the serial communication and go down. So from here, delete this. So this is for the secure MQTT connection when you use the Wi-Fi client secure library. So we just delete from here because we are not using that in this tutorial. So this is for the secure connection port. So if we just use MQTT, the port will be 1883. So this is to connect to the server. Now let's go down to the loop. So inside the loop, let's delete the unnecessary codes. So these are for the accelerometer, and all these are for accelerometer. And after this, add this code. So after adding this, you can delete this client.loop from here. So delete this comment, we will comment later. So this will be to publish the temperature and humidity values. So this decides the time between each publish. So I will set it to 3000, which is 3 seconds. Next, let's assign variables to store temperature and humidity values. So this DHT.readTemperature will grab the temperature information, and this will grab the humidity information and then save it inside these variables. So we have declared these two variables before. You remember here as floats, so T and H. So those are the variables that we are using now. Next, to publish these temperature and humidity sensor values, let's write these codes. So this is the topic 1 we have assigned before. Here topic 1 is for the temperature, home temperature topic, and topic 2 is home humidity topic. So let's go back, and here I have added a new variable called temp, and that is because this client.publish will only take character arrays here. So we need to convert this float into a character array. So let's do it now. So this is the character array length. So I have set it as 7, and this function d to strf will convert the float to a character array. So this t is the float, and next will be the length of the string that will be created. So next value is the number of digits after the decimal point to print. And finally, this is the array to store the results. Repeat the same for humidity. Now we are done with the basic functioning demo. However, we will extend this by displaying the telemetry data on the VioTerminal LCD as well. So to learn more about drawing graphics on the VioTerminal LCD screen, you can go and watch this video. So I will attach this URL in the video description. And next, you can follow this video in the VioTerminal Classroom with IoT second video, how to transfer the drone coordinates into the Arduino code. So we will take this code as a reference to transfer the LCD codes into our tutorial. So here, if you visit this GitHub repo, you can see the codes used for this demo. So we will take these codes as reference. So now I have opened these two windows side by side so that it will be easy to transfer the LCD codes from here to here. So let's go to the top. And at first, let's include these two libraries. So this is the TFT LCD library and this is the FreeFonts library. So let's include them, copy and paste, and include these two lines of code. This is to initialize the TFT LCD and initialize the sprite buffer. So copy these two lines of code here, go down, and inside the setup you can see here the LCD codes. So let's go to our setup. So this is only to display at first. So let's copy this and paste it after this. Next, go down here and in the loop, copy these codes and paste it after this curly bracket. So the LCD codes inside the setup will be used to display this interface without these numbers. So just the text and the color blocks, and the codes inside the loop will be used to display the numbers. This 32 and 95 will be displayed from the codes inside the loop. So here it's displaying the numbers in sprite buffers, because when you use the LCD and Wi-Fi at the same time, it needs a lot of hardware resources on the VioTerminal. So to save the hardware resources on the VioTerminal, we use sprite buffers. Now let's save this Arduino file. So save it here inside the desktop, Node-RED. And now we need the freefonts.h library. Then go into this repo and download it as a zip file. After that, open it, copy and paste inside our Arduino sketch folder. So this is what we created before, and paste it here, extract, so copy and paste here again. So now we have included the freefonts.h file inside this folder. Now connect the VioTerminal to the PC and turn it on. Finally, upload the code to the VioTerminal. Next, open the serial monitor. That's it for this video. If you guys like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with us. So, see you all in the next video.